Hello and welcome to my Kerbal. Well, it's not going to technically be a Let's Play, but I'm going to call it my Kerbal Play because, well, I'm playing Kerbal and I'm going to be playing around. So, I have a world, but I guess I don't have a world on this one. Okay, we'll start a new one. And I like to name my worlds that I'm playing around with is Sarchi's Playground. Oh, it was there. Anyways, I'm gonna turn the sound to practically nothing because I don't want it to blow out you guys' ears. So, what I'm gonna do, I like space planes, but what I would really like to do is actually get, I play with a lot of mods. I love mods. This one is the home mod. I don't remember what its name is. I'm horrible with names. But it's very interesting. It allows you to set up some base buildings. If I can remember where. Oh, utility, that's right. So you have the home habitat module, the home recon module, and the home power plant module. Well, it's always smart to start with power first. Ooh, I need the parachutes. That's right. There we go. And I'm helpless without sass, so I'm gonna add that. I'm sorry about that. Let's also add... I'm sorry, I don't remember all the names of the mods I've installed. But these old capsule are fuel tanks that will go on the side of your vehicles, so they're very helpful for this. Oh, here I'm looking for. It's 2x3. Make sure it doesn't get in the way of any of these things. These doors themselves open. There we go. That should be sufficient. Well, you know what? Let's add one more. There we go. It's only 3. I'm at 4. There we go. Let's raise these up. Add these. They should be low enough so they shouldn't affect those doors that open. And add some landing legs to it. Are those the right ones? Actually, what is that? Oh, okay. I don't need that. I did not realize that I had these. Oh, nice. Now I can lower these a little bit more too. Oops. Now, some of the Let's Plays I've seen, they've kind of run through the construction of the ship and then just go straight into the launch. And that's interesting enough, but I don't know. Watching people design ships is kind of interesting by itself too. Yeah, those are the right legs. Now what do I want to have on the top? Nah, that doesn't look all that right. I also have that thing. Yeah, I'm horrible with pronouncing names too, so sorry about that, YouTube. I also have the more ion engines pack. I know I have a bigger one than these. I don't know if they're under propulsion though. And I have the KW rocketry pack too. I don't know. I've probably passed them already. You guys are probably yelling at me, but that's okay. It's all in fun. I guess it's not there. Could have sworn there's a couple more of them. Maybe I didn't install it properly or something. I'm only seeing those two. Or maybe I haven't updated that one yet. Because I think I had the version 18 one, but I don't think I downloaded the 18.1 version. Okay, well I can fall back to what I had before. Which is just several of these little rockets. Mostly for landing. This thing doesn't ever intend to leave the moon. Or the mun, if you want to pronounce it that way. So what shall I use on the top? That's too big. Conehead? No. Since this is a parachute, I don't really need to use it on a parachute for it, just in case I plan to go to a planet with an atmosphere, if I could ever get to it. I've only ever been to 2 planets so far, and that's Duna and Eve. Both ended up in a crash. Eve, it was back before the oceans were showing up, and I didn't realize I was right over the water, and I splashed down and it just destroyed everything. Duna, I believe I ran out of fuel, and I was trying to aero brake, but it didn't quite work. I guess a docking module will work just in case I need to dock it while it's in orbit or something. Ooh, that's too many of those. And I accidentally sold it. There we go. There we go. Oh, nope. It's one of the things I don't like about it. It's just, it shows up green, but it doesn't actually click. There we go. And now to get this into this orbit. Now I have this pack here. Like I said, I'm not very good with names, so I'm not exactly sure what pack they came from, but I love the look of them. They look very nice. And very futuristic, so that's one of the things I like. But they're big. But it has a lot of thrust. So this should be sufficient enough to get me to the moon right here, once I'm in orbit. So I need to get into orbit. Let's strut this thing up. These are the KW rocketry struts. they have a really high strength capacity, so I don't have to worry about them breaking apart. Only about placing properly. Lots of space tape. Okay. So we'll name it the Moon Base Reactor, M.B.R. That's nice. I like that. Okay. And it's a little close to the launch tower at that position, so let's move it over this way some. Okay, let's try it out. Okay, I'm hoping my sound settings are low enough that the rocket launch don't rip some ears out. So let's try this out. It's a little slow at first, but it should have sufficient fuel. Ooh. It seems both engines started at the same time. Well, there goes a ballistic missile. Most likely into some crowd that might have been watching. It wouldn't have been Kerbal without a failure, right? Especially for a fish video. Well, let's abort this. Ooh, no. Oh. My reactor's opening as I'm falling. How interesting. And since those engines, I guess, are on the SAS unit, they're not getting fuel. That's good to know now. Instead of once I get to the moon. Or mun. That's odd, too. Where's my parachutes? I guess they got ripped off. Well, there goes Jebediah and Bill, unfortunately. Sorry, guys. And... well, that was an impressive explosion. So... let's go change up the order of this. So this rocket needs to fire after that separates. Well, I guess it could be with it. So that's... oops, wrong button. And these need to be brought up a little bit higher so that they get access to the fuel. Or I could have run a few line, but it's just easier to do that, I think. Okay. Attempt number 2. And it looks like that engine isn't working, which is good. Let's see, I have Bob and Ribfred? I'm horrible with names. Pronouncing and knowing. And remember. Oh, that doesn't sound good. What just happened? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Why are you draining fuel from there? Ah, and these are not modded. These are modded parts and they don't have the cross fuel system. That can be problematic. Oh, that's right. You guys probably noticed that and were yelling at me for it. I do not have a decoupler here. So that those are one stage. That's why they weren't separated. Well, I must be mistaken. This must not have fuel. That must just be the other one that has the fuel. Okay, you guys are probably yelling at me for that too. Well, I'm just derping up this video, aren't I? And I wonder if those are keeping that from opening properly. Nuclear fuel. It's an interesting resource. I wonder what this uses. Nuclear fuel. I'll have to remove those and add those circular ones. I forget about those. I never used to use them. Let's go ahead and speed this up a little bit. I think that thing's pretty cool. Let's activate the gear this time. So hopefully at some point we'll be able to get this to the mud and not actually crash land like that. Okay. So we'll take this down. And structures, of course, and add a decoupler. There we go. So I'm gonna remove these. Propulsion. Okay. Now that adds just, yeah, it just adds the propulsion. Yeah. Let's see what this looks like. Ooh, wrong one. That's not too bad. Let's lower these a little bit. Of course, you have to be on the right cement. There we go. Okay. That should work now. Should be in the optimum word. Does that have an engine? If you didn't notice, I am pretty new to the home mod, so and I would like to attach some booster rockets on here, but the side um, detachments don't really like to interact with this mod engine, so unfortunately, because it's very cool looking, very futuristic. I plan on trying to make a pretty cool space plane using these as engines on the side of it. I don't know if I'd build it on screen, but I'll at least try to show it to you guys on screen. On camera. Screen, whichever. It's a pretty nice sight right there. The moonrise. And there goes our first staging. Bye bye, launcher, which got turned to an unknown. Well, it's gonna be fixed in 1.2, so it's not a big deal. Or 18.2, I should say. Now, I don't know if this setup would work for any heavier payloads, but this thing's not very heavy. Well, it's not as heavy as some of the things I've tried to put in orbit. And again, I hope that's not too overly loud for you guys. That's pretty good. Let's start. Let's get a circularization going here first before getting our trajectory to the moon. That's close enough. Ooh. Our incline is a little off, but thanks to the nodes, that'll be easy to fix. The maneuver nodes, very awesome addition. I'm loving them. So we have a 24-second estimated burn in 4 minutes. So let's do some time warping. Okay, we're getting ready for our burn. I usually burn just a couple seconds before it says, because it takes a couple of seconds for the engines to warm up. I got right on that thing, didn't I? Nice. I think that's the first time I was exactly with it. A little bit of a difference, but not too bad. Okay. Where is the mun? The mun's up there. So if I were to burn... First, let's set it as a target. Ascending node and descending node. Oops, that's not right. And that's way too much. There we go. Try to save as much fuel as possible, even though we don't really need to. Right there. So we're gonna have to go around once, at least halfway. So 30 minutes, let's definitely time warp that. No, let's not overshoot here. Now let's find the blue. I should have plenty of RCS. Six, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Start slowing down the time warp. We got about 10 seconds to burn. Let's burn. Ooh. I overshot it just a little bit. That's alright, that's easy to correct. There we go. Nice. Alright. Let's warp to solar switch. Well, not solar switch, but yeah, I can't speak. Influence switch, I think is what I was looking for. There we go. That's starting to worry me. It kept switching. Now let's slow down so we can at least stay in the orbit. Looks like we switched the direction we're orbiting too. Let's get to the periapsis and finish that change. Still in a little bit of acceleration there. I'm one of those people that had to use MechJeb before 1.18, but those maneuver nodes help so much that I tried not to use MechJeb now. I love the MechJeb for being able to auto aim a direction, so you don't have to search and spin around trying to find which way your periaps is, or your retrograde and prograde. Did I just run out of fuel? Ooh, I did. That's unfortunate. I like to deorbit these onto the surface of the moon. My excess here, so I don't have debris floating around up here. And I don't have any Sepatrons on it either to help that. That is unfortunate. Well, I guess to fix that, I could activate all these engines. Let's stop that spin. So add another stage. Move the decoupler up there. Nice. I'm glad I thought of that. I almost didn't. I'll use a little bit of excess fuel to do this, but I'm not worried about it. And what I should have done is added some lights to this, just in case I end up having to land on the dark side of the moon. And stop. That's enough to deorbit this, so let's go ahead and detach it. Love being able to just click on things like that. Let's go ahead and just get to these stages since we don't need those anymore. I know that this craft is so small it doesn't necessarily need RCS, but it just helps keep control of it. Now, it's not generating electricity, I see. Or is it? I didn't realize this thing had an engine. Interesting. Ooh, I did not mean to take myself that far out. This thing really pushes itself. Let's get around so that we can land on the light side of the moon. And there goes our little thing. I'll be the first one to admit I'm not the most knowledgeable about a lot of things, but I try. Let's get around to the periapsis and stop our vertical speed, or horizontal speed, yes. We want to be going down to the vertical. But that's what I love about Kerbal Space Program. The really smart people can enjoy it, and also the people that are not so smart. Like me. Yeah, I don't do math with these. I'm horrible at math. Let's see, can we see Kerbal from here? Ooh. It's about to eclipse the sun. Nice. I wonder if that's going to affect our landing. Might just. Okay, let's stop all our horizontal speed. Although this is not really a place I would want to set up a base, but it'll do. Right at the edge of this. Not too bad. If I have enough fuel for this. I should though. Okay, we're getting there. So let's descend a little bit more. Ooh. Yeah, let's not do that. Let's extend the landing gear. Let's go ahead and fall a little bit more. Okay, our altitude radar is starting to drop a little bit. 1,000. I hit M when I'm trying to hit C. Pretty much out of fuel, so I gotta be careful here at this end. Little too fast, little too fast. Ooh. Those are some strong landing legs, I'll say that. And it's a success. I thought this opened. Oh, my parachute activated at some point. Well, there's our first home base. We can take Bob out on an EVA. It'll be the wrong button. Even though I didn't take up a rocket on this save file, this profile first, the very first Kerbal on this Let's Play, Kerbal play. It's my base. Ooh, he fell down. Yep. Well, I'll see you guys next time, YouTube. Have fun.